Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Today, hope for Bear as unexpected Emmerdale character uncovers his dark ordeal in ITVX release. Dylan Pender's Fred Kettle has made an alarming discovery that's going to change everything in Emmerdale. Up until recently, the youngster hadn't communicated with top boss Celia Daniels, Jay Griffiths. He was called up to the farm a few days ago though, when Celia got word that the police were at the depot. Celia confronted Dylan and wondered if he had anything to do with the police heading over there. Dylan was responsible for making this call because he was desperately worried about April Windsor, Amelia Flanagan, but he wasn't going to confess this out of fear his life or April's would be in danger after. Unbeknownst to Dylan, Celia had grown intrigued by his approach to things. It gave her an idea in today's episode, but it involved testing Dylan beforehand. In the farmhouse, Celia told Dylan to attack a lad called Robbie with a bat, believing he is the grass. Dylan couldn't bring himself to hit Robbie, but in Celia's eyes, this was a positive sign. Mick arrived and did the job instead. Celia then took Dylan outside, and told him a little more about the work she does on the farm. Surrounding Dylan were a number of vulnerable adults, with the majority living rough before arriving on the farm. Celia made it seem as though she runs a scheme that sees her take in homeless people and help them. She told Dylan that she gives the slaves the opportunity to leave, but none of them do because the life they're living on the farm is better than one on the streets. Dylan was oblivious to the reality, but also had no idea Bear Wolf, Joshua Richards, was moving bags from a trailer a few steps away from him. Celia told Dylan that she'd like him to take on a managerial role, similar to Ray Walters, Joe Absalom, and use Mick as the person who administers violent consequences. Dylan couldn't understand why Celia had assigned him the job. He then went back to the attic to check on Robbie, who was covered in blood after being beaten by Mick. Behind Dylan, Bear wandered in. He was exhausted after completing another day of work, but is also continuing to deal with the fact he's more than likely addicted to the medication Ray keeps giving him. Bear entered the corner of Dylan's eye and immediately, he knew who it was. Dylan stood up and called Bear's name. The problem is though, Dylan moved into tenants after Bear left, which means the old man doesn't recognize him. However, Bear is bound to click on to the fact Dylan knows him somehow, as everyone on the farm refers to him as Ted. With Dylan aware of just how worried Paddy Kirk, Dominic Brunt, is about his dad,